Hi everyone, this is Mel Stevens. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that my viewers in the Southern Hemisphere are enjoying winter. So far it hasn't been too bad. It's been a bit cold and today it's raining and miserable. And I hope that those of you in the Northern Hemisphere are enjoying summer. So I'm sorry about the delay in uploading of videos. It's now been, I think, nearly 10 days since I did my last video, and that's because I've been sick. So anyway, that aside, today I'm going to talk about why I chose guide dog mobility. So the term guide dog mobility refers to the use of a guide dog or dog guide, as is the correct terminology, for a blind or vision impaired person to move around safely and accurately and confidently in the community. I made the decision very young that I was going to be a dog guide handler, and thus I wanted to get acquainted with all the appropriate skills. So the reason why I decided to be a guide dog user is because I have two family members, a mum and an aunt, who are both vision impaired, or they're both blind actually, and throughout my childhood they both had many dogs, and I was always used to having a guide dog in my home. I was always used to the abilities that the guide dog provided for both my mother and my aunt, and the amount of freedom and confidence and everything that having a guide dog gave to those people, and also the benefits that the guide dog had for me personally growing up were quite extensive. I learnt from a young age about having a pet and how to look after a pet, and what you should and shouldn't do. And so I think having had them around in my family as a child was also very important. My first, the first time I used a guide dog was when I was 17. I got invited to what was called Test Drive a Guide Dog program, which was held at Guide Dogs Victoria, and we went in and spent 2 nights at Arnold Cook House, the guide dog training centre in Melbourne, and there were 4 of us, and we learnt about we learnt about how to look after the dog, feeding, toileting, grooming, that obedience, that sort of thing. And we also got to go for a walk with dogs in harness. So we were matched with a dog on the first day, and we spent the whole program with that dog at our side. I had a very nice dog, and I learnt a lot from that program. And only about 4 or 5 months later, I applied to get a guide dog of my own, and now I've got a dog that I've had for 5.5 years, and it's been really successful for me to have a guide dog. I'm still on my first dog, and he will hopefully work for another little while yet. So the reasons why I chose guide dog mobility, I suppose one of them is because I just always wanted it, and I always knew that, I always loved the dogs that my mum and my aunt had, and it just seemed to be the thing that sort of the natural progression, I guess, of my life. Most kids see their parents drive a car, and then when they're 16 they go for their learners, and when they're 18 they get their license. I saw my parent drive a guide dog, and when I was 17 I got my learners, and when I was 19 I got my license. So, it was really kind of just a natural progression. But there are other reasons that I got the dog. I knew that by the time I was old enough to apply for a dog, I would be either losing my vision to a point that mobility wouldn't be very easy and successful in unfamiliar environments, or I would have lost my vision. I also knew that I wouldn't be able to stay in my hometown forever as much as I wanted to, and I had to do something about my mobility skills and my, I guess, confidence. And I knew that even though I knew my way around in the city, I knew that learning my way around a new environment with just the cane wouldn't have been very easy. It would have taken so much more time and effort and everything, and I really felt that not having to spend all that time and effort focusing on orientation and everything would probably make my life easier. So it was a confidence thing, and it was also a companionship thing. When I was making the decision to apply for a guide dog, I knew that I would have to at least move to our nearest large town, which was approximately an hour away from home, to go to university. And I knew that I probably wouldn't want to be there on my own for however many years it would be. So I wanted to have a guide dog to help me with that companionship. So, and it has been proven, there is research to prove that a guide dog brings a lot more to orientation, to a blind person than just confidence in orientation and mobility. But it also can assist with mental health, with social inclusion, and with a diverse range of other things. And I will link a link. Yep, that made sense. I will put a link down in the description below to some information about that research into the benefits of guide dog mobility, so you can have a read of that and check that out. Now, what I've found from having a guide dog is it did all of the things that I was hoping and expecting that it would. It gave me companionship. I probably wouldn't live alone at this point without some kind of pet, and I probably wouldn't travel, go on holidays alone if I didn't have someone to go with, even though it is only a dog. I spent, I have moved 6 months ago. I moved to a town where I didn't, I knew a little bit about my town that I live in now, but I didn't know everything, and having a dog has helped me with being able to kind of get out and about more, not more easier, but more comfortably get out and about, even though You know, I haven't had any orientation, any formal orientation or anything. Having the dog for me has kind of replaced, and this is going to sound really silly, having the dog for me has replaced that small amount of vision that I have lost in the time since I got him. So when I got Darcy, I still had a tiny bit of vision, and I feel like even though I have lost that vision since, I feel like I've still got that vision in what he's replaced for me, in the things that he can do for me. You know, he can see where a chair is when I walk into a cafe. He can see where a traffic light is. He can, you know, his eyesight has kind of helped me regain the eyesight that I've lost, as well as, you know, he's a companion. He is, you know, he's a good friend. He also helps with the smoothness and the confidence of orientation mobility, and all sorts of really awesome things like that. So I'm going to end this video here now. I feel as though I have rambled on, but I will, as I said, link in the description below. I will link the research into the benefits of guide dog mobility for you to have a read and a look at. And if there are any more questions that you guys have about why I chose to have a guide dog, and even any questions about that research, let me know, because I actually participated in that research. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and remember to like this video, put a comment down below with any questions that you might have, video requests, etc, etc. Subscribe to the channel, check the notifications bell so that you know when I upload any more videos, and of course remember to share with your friends and family. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.